Hello everyone, this is Brian McCarthy. Welcome to a lecture on channels of distribution. In our brief time together today, we will talk about what a channel of distribution is, where it fits in our broad understanding of marketing. We'll talk about types of channels, how to select them. We will look at an example, possibly involving one of our favorite foods, and then we will summarize. A channel of distribution refers to the processes and partners that move a product from the producer to the consumers or the customers. In other words, it answers the crucial question, where and how will the customer obtain the product or the service? Where and how will the customer purchase and obtain the product and the service? When we look at it this way, we can see what an absolutely crucial topic channel of distribution is for marketers. Where does it fit within our broad perspective of marketing? It is within the 4 P's: product, place, price, promotion. I like to remove the place and insert the channel. It's much clearer. And the key here is to understand that although it is a crucial bit of the marketing puzzle for marketers, it is just one piece of the overall puzzle, and what happens in the channel must be done in concert and must be consistent with what is happening with the rest of the marketing strategy and tactics. So what does the channel do? Well, quite a bit. It connects producers with customers. Many times the channel knows where the customers are and how to reach them, and the producer of a good or a service does not. It completes transactions, and don't underestimate how hard it can be to bill people and take their money. The channel can handle logistics, in some cases financing, and in many cases post-sale service, training, and support. If a company decides to go direct, that can be the right business decision, but if you remove the middleman, then you have to figure out how to do on your own all of the things that the middleman is good at doing for you. A quick note about channel vocabulary: you'll hear a lot of words used depending on your industry or company or textbook. You'll hear place, marketing channel, channel of distribution, distribution system. For the purposes of understanding channels of distribution, they more or less mean the same thing. There are 2 main types of channels: direct and indirect. In a direct channel, the producer and ultimate customer deal directly with each other. Think about how Dell sells most of its computers. They sell them direct to customers who place their orders via the Dell website or on the phone with a Dell representative. The other main type of channel is indirect. This is when there are independent intermediaries between the producer of the product or service and the customer who uses it. Here's a more in-depth look at direct distribution. It can happen in many ways. For example, a company could have their own company-owned stores. This is what Apple does a great job of. You can certainly buy Apple products online and other places, but the real heart of the Apple go-to-market channel strategy is their own company-owned stores. When you go in one, you are dealing directly with an Apple employee. In fact, usually lots of them on the sales floor of an Apple store. A second way to accomplish direct distribution in the business-to-business world would be via your own sales force. When IBM calls on large customers, they have their own high-powered, experienced, very senior sales representatives who do that interaction for them. A third type of direct distribution, of course, would be via the internet, and there is the example of Dell, as I talked about just a minute ago. Let's talk now about an indirect channel of distribution, and here's what it might look like, where you have the producer of a product, you have an independent retailer or chain of retail stores helping you reach the customer. Think about Pepsi. When's the last time you bought a Pepsi directly from the Pepsi-Cola company, if you can imagine that. In fact, it might be fun sometime to bang on the door of Pepsi headquarters and see if they will sell you a can of cola. Another example would be chainsaws. If you want a steel chainsaw, then you'll need to go to an authorized steel dealer who will help you pick the right one, will help you get the right accessories, will give you the training you need, and the ongoing service and support. It's important to remember that this applies to services as well. Think about many insurance companies who sell their products to their target customers, whether they are business customers or consumers, via independent brokers who carry those services. So a product does not have to be tangible in order for it to get to the market via an independent channel. It's worth considering the question, why do some producers of a product or a service choose to use a channel and others do not? Well, it depends on your strategy and your own competencies as a company. If we look at a direct channel, there are strengths and weaknesses of using this approach. Strengths would include that your channel works for you, so they are dedicated to your products and services. You get very high quality, high impact contact with customers because your employees are only focused on being advocates for your product line. You also have a very fast feedback loop. Your employees who are dealing with customers can give you direct feedback on what's going well and what needs to be improved. But there are some weaknesses. It is hard to get the breadth of coverage with your own channel sometimes that you can when you also use an independent channel. You also have a much higher fixed cost with your own channel. You are on your own as far as generating leads, and that's something the channel can be very good at. And also it can be hard to offer a complete solution to your customers if you are going it alone. Taking a look at the independent channel strengths and weaknesses, some of the strengths of using an indirect independent channel might include larger coverage. There is a channel partner that can help you reach any customer anywhere on earth. It can help you reach new target segments you might not be familiar with. Your partners can help you create whole, complete solutions. And also by using an indirect channel, you have lower fixed costs. Of course, there are some disadvantages to working with an independent indirect channel. They are less focused on your products. After all, they don't work for you. They are in business for themselves. You're going to have to give some of the profit margin to the channel to make it worth their while. And you may also have a little more trouble understanding exactly what is happening with customers because the channel is dealing with them, not your own employees. Can direct and indirect distribution be combined? The answer is yes, and we'll talk about how in just a moment. But first, why don't you and I start an ice cream sandwich company? Let's go to market with premium high-end ice cream, high quality, rich cookies around them, with a well-branded product at a pretty high price point. And let's say that we start off selling them locally in our own town's farmers market. And let's imagine that it goes well. We pay to have a booth, the weather cooperates, we're well stocked, we have some nice signage, we're offering excellent customer service, and customers are responding. They like it and they're referring us to their friends and family. But we want to grow our business now, and we realize that we probably can't do it by just going to more and more farmers markets because of the demands on our time. We can only be in so many places at a time. So there are 4 key questions we can ask when we think about which channels are the right fit for our product. These questions are from an outstanding book on channel strategy called The Channel Advantage by authors Friedman and Fury. I highly recommend this book. The 4 questions are, does the proposed channel fit the target customer? In other words, will the customer buy from that channel? Number 2, does the channel fit the brand positioning? In this case, we have a high-end ice cream sandwich. Question 3, is the channel a good fit for our organization? Do we know how to work with this kind of channel? And then finally, can we achieve our economic goals for profit through this channel? What I really like about these questions and the Friedman and Fury approach is that they can become the columns in a channel decision matrix. So in the columns of this matrix, I have our questions. The rows are our channel options. So for our ice cream company, I have in the first column on the left of the screen, the possible channels, farmers markets, our own store or stores, independent ice cream shops, and high-end grocery stores. And then for each question, I can answer yes or no. I can see for farmers markets that I'm able to answer yes to every question. For our own store, however, will customers buy there? I've answered yes. Does it fit our high-end positioning for our brand? Yes. Does it fit our organization? I've said no. We don't know anything about running our own ice cream store. And then finally, profit potential, because of the high fixed costs, it might not be a good fit for where we are right now. There might be a better way for us to use our capital. So the rows highlighted in yellow are the ones where I've been able to answer yes to the 4 questions. This gives us an indication of where we should go with our channel strategy. So we need to convince ice cream shops, let's start there, to carry our product. They don't know us, maybe they haven't heard of us before. We arrange a meeting with the owner of the ice cream shop or parlor. What's going to convince them to do business with us? Most channel partners are looking for most of these, if not all of these, from the suppliers of their products and services. Number 1, the channel wants the opportunity for profit. That's what our ice cream shop owner is interested in. They're interested in fair price terms and conditions, support and training about the product. They want an attractive, well-branded product line that has a great product line today and an exciting future. They want personal attention from the supplier when they need it. And then finally, co-marketing opportunities to convince customers to come into the store and buy the products. So in this case, we are successful. We've been able to convince ice cream shops to carry our delicious ice cream sandwiches, resulting in delighted customers, greater profit for us, and greater profit for our channel partners. What if we want to reach lots of ice cream shops across a broad geographic area? In this case, we may want to add another layer to our channel of distribution strategy, a food wholesaler who can help us handle the large amounts of transactions and logistics involved with getting thousands, hopefully tens of thousands, of ice cream sandwiches from us to our customers. Over time, if we are successful, we might end up with a multi-channel distribution strategy that helps us meet the needs of different types of target customers. On the left side of this screen, we have farmers markets helping us meet a target market that attends them and wants to enjoy a treat while they shop. In the middle, we have ice cream shops where families and young people might gather and want to have an ice cream sandwich as one of their options. And also high-end grocery stores to meet the needs of those who want to buy something and enjoy it on their own time at home. To summarize our key points, a channel refers to the processes and partners that move a product from those who make it to those who consume it. There are 2 main types of channels, direct and indirect. Channels can provide unique value-added services for particular target markets, and there are 4 key questions that can help us choose the right channel strategy. Thank you very much for watching. In this video, we covered the broad perspective on marketing, what is a channel, types of channels, how to choose a channel of distribution, and then finally we had a chance to start and build an ice cream company. As always, thank you very much, and I'll see you online.